And Morgan.
No.
Okay. Okay, so try it. So let's try that same thing. Is that a good pitch for you? Okay, good. So good inhale. I kind of think that you're maybe not telling the truth there. But I still need to get to know your voice better. Okay, try it again. That's okay. Try that one. No? Put your hand here. Now, how do you feel air coming out? Yeah. So it's a tricky thing to say how much air should be coming out of your mouth. Well, not. You can't say none exactly, but you should try to feel that. Do this. Yeah, let's do the Queen Mother. Yes. Yes. Again, try that. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now I'm getting way. Is it okay? I'm going a little bit off
No, do it.
reservation here. Okay, I need a little bit of that deeper presentation from you, because from you, I hear the instrument itself going high, and then I think our only option is breathy and then pushed breathy at that point. Can you do that? Yeah. See, now that's a completely clear tone. And again, this might not be where you need to spend all your time right now. It might be a mistake to do it that way right now, because it can sometimes dealing with it this way can cause a voice to have a false sense of age and depth. But for you, I'm hearing that that's clear. Good enough. Try that. No, like the Queen Mother. Yes.
Julia child, and then you take the butter and the eggs.
A little deeper like that, try that. Try it. See, that's a very satisfying sound to me. What do you think, Miss Kim?
I feel like she swallowed. It's to me, it's a little swallowed.
But would you agree that it's clearer?
Yeah, clearer. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so then let's try to see if we can get the tongue farther forward
Yeah.
and go for something that that makes both of us happy.
Yeah.
Try it. Okay. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Try that. Okay. I felt like you weren't telling the truth though. Try that. Good. Do it just like that again. I like that again. And then move your head from side to side. If you are swallowing, and we're talking about, I think that we're talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
We're talking about swallowing. We're talking about probably tongue going back down a little bit and back, putting a little bit of pressure, and maybe covering up the pharynx a tiny little bit in sort of a muffled sound. That's very difficult to do while you move your head from side to side. Try that. Okay, you okay with that?
Yeah.
I think that we have a nice middle ground there. That would be nice to go some. Now, you didn't tell me the whole situation, but there's a situation where you're encouraged to sing in a certain way. And what is that way in your description? So this area right here is a little bit tricky because it's a little bit close to a technique that doesn't work for you. Okay. What would you say is the characteristic of that doesn't work for you? What body parts interfere the most? Ms. Kimberly, what would you say?
I mean, I think it throws everything off for her, to be honest, because it takes her out of her whole placement. Like her posture ends up pulling this way, and then it ends up rounding in the back like this too. Mm-hmm. So everything goes from this to being real sunken in like this. you know, and she ends up pulling, and then there's no like brilliance.
Yeah.
There's the resonance leaves,
So basically-
and then it takes her top away. Then her top is like she loses, you know, a whole chunk off the top of her voice. She can't. She needs that forward resonance.
Well, we all do. I
Yeah.
agree. So this might be tricky territory. I think that, but you seem to be pretty smart,
Mm-hmm.
and you guys have it there. But in my opinion, that higher instrument positioning sounds like you're good. I think you're probably going to hit a wall with that. I'm not letting it. Not like the Queen Mother again. Let me hear it again, and maybe I've only heard you a little bit, so. I'm not letting it out. Right, try it regular. Okay, so to me, it seems like when you're doing it that way, you have no choice but to lie. You know what I'm saying? You have no choice but to let air come out. Can you find a way to let that be the better air? Try it. There was a little bit more brightness to it, but to my ear, we're getting the same kind of air. Give me a little bit of that, of the deeper approach again, but make sure that head's moving. I'm not letting any air out of my mouth when I'm singing. Try it.
I'm not letting any air out of my mouth while I'm singing.
I still like
better.
that. I know this is scary, but I would
better.
I would encourage.
But
that.
it's not as pulled back as it has been.
Yeah, I
And there's a lot of focus like on her back, and it just pulls everything. It sinks everything in.
Is this other situation a corporate situation, like a big group? Is it a choir?
I'd say it's both. I'd say it's both.
Okay, so my guess is a person starts to hear that, oh, your voice has a little bit of a sense of maturity to it, and they like to move it in that direction.
Yeah, now let's go gung ho.
Exactly. I think it's sometimes hard for voice people to let go of that when they hear it, particularly when they work with young voices and they
Right.
get an opportunity. Ooh, here's a more maturing
Right,
sound.
right.
I want to. Then give
And I'm
you
like
enormous arias and
17, 18-year-old soubrette-ish, you know, versus trying to force 40-year-old spinto
yeah.
on her. And it's like,
I think, on the other hand, I think I hear deeper color
lyric.
for other things.
Yeah.
Like lyric, but I think spinto and light is the way to go for every voice.
And then it's like choosing that rep, but so choosing that soubrette style rep, but then approaching it with this, and I'm like, you know, because she's got melismas for days. This one,
Nice.
she's got a lot of flexibility. She's got a lot of movement
Has she done bati bati?
in her voice. No,
That might be a nice one.
it's not on the list. This is dreaded list,
Darn the list.
PML list. So go to WT, and then you can do Bati Bati in Dr. Meerning's studio.
I think that would be a good one because I like that aria because
Yep.
it has some sustaining to it, and then it has the little pillar towards the end. But I think it would also be fun to hear Devyeni, non tardar.
We talked about Devyeni. Yeah, we talked about, yep.
But if you do, because it's long and sustained, it's Mozart, but Mozart teaches you if you're doing it well, right? Lots of this probably while you're doing it, if that's your MO. It's good to know that too. It's good to know that. Sometimes when I meet a student new, I don't know their backstory and I don't know what they've struggled with and I don't know what they've been encouraged to do. It's like, okay, well, I'm guessing here. You know, it's so easy to go.
Well, I think that the choices on the list for that style rep, it was Vedrai Carino, right? And Un Moto di Gioia. So she's doing Un Moto.
I like Un Moto,
yeah,
but still,
I do
that's
too.
kind of like, that's so rangy.
Which she doesn't have a problem with because she sings musical theater really well. And so I think it's nice for her to have that opportunity to make that connection. You know, it's got to be forward. Like it's got to be here
Yeah.
and not here. And there's a lot of this and a lot of
We
in
totally
the back.
agree on that. I agree. That's like, if you could find, that to me is core of the voice and brilliance, and that's going to open things up. It's just in my opinion, for your voice, I think it has to sit a tiny little bit lower in order to access that forward. but you don't ever give up that forward. Don't ever. I have one student that I encourage to give up that forward, and that's because it's young Eric. And that's because he came to me with only forward. So we had to learn some balance, so
Right,
people
right.
could stand to listen to him without bleeding. Okay.